gamers, by no means necessary, this game is special. But I don't know what the hell is that sentence that I just created. But what I meant to say is that although this might look great at first, this is actually a dirty game where I used a piece to checkmate another piece. And no, it's not the common ones like the knight, the rook, or whatever. I'm not gonna spoil it, but we're just gonna go into the review. First, we open up with very epic normal openings. Yeah, this is my opening. As you can see, it's already plus 17 for white, which sucks. He immediately missed that, and then I take the pawn. Plays another bad move. I don't take it because I want to, yeah, bro, like, my knight's in the center. That can easily be attacked by a queen. I don't really like that, So instead he reinforces on the idea, and I push the g6 pawn to make a fianchetto so that I target the a1 rook. In some time, once it happens, then my piece get pushed, and then I decide to, hey bro, let's trade. He gives a check, I block again, he takes, I take with the knight, developing my knight. He takes with the pawn, I take with the pawn. Takes the other pawn, I take the other pawn. Stockfish, why would you make me take with the h pawn? I want to castle kingside. Like, bro, that's literally safer than what I am doing right now. Anyway, he brings out his knight. I do not protect it. Do not protect it because it's already protected by the queen, and I castle because if you're a real chess player, you castle. I'm just joking. I don't know. I don't really push because what I wanted to do to this guy is just like straight up. Oh yeah, I check him first, then push the thing. He goes here instead of attacking the pawn. Then I decide to open up the bishop, try to get this rook on the a file. White's rook. He blocks with the bishop, of course. Then I bring my queen out, attacking the other rook. Knight blocks. I push the pawn so I can move my bishop to c4. But then he declines it with the rook, and I'm forced to push h, and I pushed h5 just so I could maybe reinforce that idea. Although the move knight what is this, knight e5? The move knight e5, I like it, but I just didn't like how it's blocking the g4 square, which I'm trying to use to pin the queen and hopefully win some material. Now that I think about it, this is a great move because, yeah. And then I play it afterboard, and then this takes. I don't do that because I'm an idiot. Instead, I give a check with the queen, forcing the queen to take. I take the rook. I mean the queen, giving a fork to the bishop and the rook. He saves the rook. I take the bishop. And then I pin the rook to the king. He takes that pawn, I take his rook, gives a check, and then I give another check. He goes there. I defend with my other rook. Now he pushes that pawn. I decide to move my knight here. Now that I moved my knight here not because I really wanted to like push a pawn, but more so to checkmate him. Yes, and then there we go, boys. Look at this. Gaming, so gaming. He moves his knight there. I move my knight here to attack the rook. I mean the knight, because the knight has not that much squares to go to. You can go to c8, but that's a bit garbage for him because I can always go to b6, attack that pawn, and when he does take the knight, I can push. And when he does take the a7 pawn, I can go to b7 and attack the knight and then win the pawn shortly after. So instead, he plays c4, allows me to take the rook, and I take the opportunity. Now, this is where the disrespect starts. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I am not, because of how the disrespect this man gave me, I am not letting this man go easy. If we have to do bullshit, so be it bullshit. We're checkmating this man with the king. Watch this. G7. Then he moves to knight e4. I have to sacrifice my rook. He takes. I take back. He pushes his king. I remove my knight away so that this guy can go to my goddamn pieces. He pushes the pawn to c5. I take the pawn on b5 because I wanted to protect it from going to the c7 square and promoting. Again, it pushes. I push my knight to f6. Pawn push. The pawn pushes, tries to kill me, but hell no, the rook takes. The other pawn is pushed. I can't go to f5, but you know where I can go? f5. I meant g5. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm a flipping idiot. Anyway, king moves to f3. I played this check because now I've really decided I am not letting this guy off the hook so easily. I am checkmating this man with the flippin' king, and that's what he deserves, a king checkmate. And then he just goes to f2. I take the pawn. He moves to e2. I check him instead of cutting off his axis. You know what I'm saying? He pushes there. I push my pawn. He goes there. I give a check. Now I thought I hanged my knight here, but the bishop was protecting it. I really wanted him to take the knight just so I can do stuff. But then I saw oh my god, the bishop's holding the goddamn thing, and then I had to move the knight into e3, where I wanted to play bishop d4, checking the king. He goes to e1. I play my move anyway. He moves to d2. I go back securing the promotion. Then he takes the knight, and then I promote to a rook. Now this is where the disrespect starts, gamers. King d3. King f4. Let him take the bishop. Rook d1. Rook d1 check. Rook to d1 check. He has to move to c3. I move to e3, doing opposition so that he can't do stuff. He goes to b3, I push. He goes to b2, I give a check. I did not move that other pawn because I wanted to do a checkmate real bad, and then I pushed the pawn. Now the reason why I pushed the pawn is so that later I can use this pawn. In case he takes, I can use that pawn to my advantage. Trust. ca3, I move to c4. He pushes a4. I move my rook to d8, just so if he takes, I'm checkmating his ass. But of course he won't. Anyways, I play rook to b8. Instead of going immediately to a8, then pushing. No, I can't even push. No, yes I can. Bro, flipping... Gosh darn it. I should have went to a8 immediately. Oh yeah. But anyway, he goes to a2. I move my knight to b7. I move my... What? And wow, bro, I'm mistaking all the pieces right here. I move my rook to b7. He moves. I push. He's not taking it because he knows he will get checkmated. I hide here. Give the check... Make sure to bring out the other rook to protect. And I go here. I give a check. It has to go back. And then this man, this is the one that decides it. You didn't checkmate attack. And there we go! Yeah. So basically, that's the reason why I wanted to let him take the pawn so I can move to c8, and then boom, and then boom, kaboom! We got checkmated by a king. You got checkmated by a king, loser. That's better than any other checkmates, bro. You got checkmated by a king. I just realized that I don't really need to like castle to get this mate. You know how I realized it? Because of I want checkmate. Yes, I'm an idiot. But anyway, thank you so much, guys, for watching. And this is a king's checkmate. See you in the next one, boys.